You know, if there's one thing I dig, it's a rock band. And in today's world of this cesspool of garbage that's being dumped upon us in the airwaves and polluting our ears with all this awful nonsense, it's so refreshing to hear a new band out there, one, two, three, four, rocking it out. And I discovered a new band, and I can't wait to share it with you. It's Ton Mojo. Badass. All right, listen, hey.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to have you guys, man. Really excited to have you guys, man.
Thank you.
Excited to be here.
Us too.
Please tell me about you guys. Who started this group, and tell me about your backstory.
In the beginning, it was me and Paul. We started the band. It was a couple of different guys in the band. We went through some changes over the years, wrote a bunch of tunes together. And then about 4 or 5 years ago, Christian and Dave came into the band along with Kenny. And we started to kind of gel and get our sound together.
Nice.
Okay.
As one of the founding
I'll
members.
answer that. As one of way back in the day, believe it or not, I answered an ad in the Village Voice when that kind of contradicts.
Was that an ad for an escort service or for a rock and roll band? I'm just trying to get some clarity here.
That was weird because it kind of contradicts what Scotty said about the band, so don't worry about it.
That's okay. There's going to be less of that.
Yeah, well, I actually saw the band play at Gramercy Theater before I knew any of you guys, and I was blown away. And I just happened to meet Scott in a different scenario. We were working together, and we became great friends. And when an opening came up, I jumped right at it. Said I'd love to audition, and I was in a psychedelic prog band, so it's a little different, but love rock and blues, and I was honored to come and audition, and it worked out. It's been like that ever since.
Nice. And who came up with the name 10 Ton Mojo?
And I came up back in the day. We were kicking a bunch of names around, and that was the one that kind of stuck.
That's a keeper. Yep. That's a keeper. And Mr. Lead Singer, man. How did you get involved in this?
I guess my other band, I guess, was kind of falling apart, and this guy, the Vinyl Plane, and this guy, Billy Cahood, who is in Grimjack. He actually is a mutual friend of Scott and I was in this hole known as Long Island, which is a suburb affiliate of New York City that apparently does not communicate at all with each other. And
I've heard of it.
I traveled through that bridge, so that glass ceiling, and came to Manhattan and met these guys for an audition. And I heard a few songs, and I was like, holy crap. I was like, how did it was great timing. My band was falling apart. They needed a singer, and it was just the right style, and we both matched.
Yeah, it was right away. It was a good first jam.
Love at first sight.
That's outstanding. Now, do you guys feel that you all came together with the same kind of background, or you mentioned you were a progressive band? What other kind of music were you guys playing before you came together?
I mean, we all love the same stuff. We're all very big Skynyrd and Zeppelin fans and Sabbath fans, and we all have different tastes outside of that. But the foundation, we definitely all have the same core. So we can. It's easy for us to meet in the middle for writing, because we all love the same stuff.
Yeah, I was playing in a bunch of bands, kicking around the Lower East Side. I had been in, oh my God, bands forever, a bunch of them, and it was always rock and roll, and some punk and some little bit metal, but mostly straight ahead rock. And by the time I met Scotty and everything, that was this was the thing for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice, man. And when was that first moment that you guys were together in the rehearsal spot where you said, hey, this is really what it is, man?
I'm not sure. That's a great question. Hopefully we have many moments like that. But
yeah,
I think we know when we got something. We're pretty good at editing ourselves. I think. I hope. I think writing Broke Some Hearts Memphis was a good one. Yeah, we kind of like.
Yeah.
that's gonna happen.
Bad Love was a pretty cool one too. I mean, Bad Love was just kind of. I just felt like that was at least the first for me when I joined the band. It was like the first time I felt like we all really joined, collaborated, and made like a tune kind of like out on the spot. It was like, I mean, it wasn't as writing intensive. It just came like really easily. I guess is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
But those
well,
they happen. We all show up at rehearsal, and one of these guys will come in with a riff, and sometimes these things just unfold in 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? It doesn't take a week or two of pounding out different stuff and trying to write a song. Sometimes they just happen. You know what I mean? They just kind of unfold in front of you, and they just happen.
yeah, well, guys, I mean, that's like the first thing that attracted me to your music was the riff. Is listening to you talk about Skinner and Zeppelin, which is my home base. It's all about the riffs, and it's all about the simple and the drive and the hook and the thing that captures you and the energy that goes with it. And you get a bunch of guys like yourself in the same room, you turn on the electricity, you're gonna get something happening.
Yeah. Right on. I mean, like we got the same influences and we trust each other. So when we start jamming, it just kind of falls together, It's a chemistry thing.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. Where was your first gig with your present configuration?
Orleans, right?
No, it was Mercury Lounge.
Oh, Mercury
No.
Lounge,
That was
yeah.
with what you're seeing in front of you right now. Yes, with Kenny with Orleans.
Okay.
But and even I was actually Orleans. We had a beginning gig like kind of before that Mercury
What was
one.
the first gig with the four of us? Where was that?
It was Orleans. It was definitely Orleans.
It wasn't Bowery Electric.
It was a January show at Orleans in 2019.
Yeah, I lived on Stanton Street for a decade, and I never made it over there.
There's been a lot of shows.
Well, that was my first show in the band.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
What'd you say for over a decade?
I lived on Stanton Street.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
no way.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to Orleans?
Not once.
Not one. Oh, it's great. You got to go.
Not once.
And
Yeah.
it's the new CBs. They got live music every night.
That's what I thought too. And Kyle just confirmed Kenny was also Orleans.
Oh, great.
I go with Mercury.
Yeah, it did sound.
Yeah,
good.
I lived right at Bowery and Stanton. And when I was there, it was all bum fights. It was before it got fancy.
Yeah.
Fights aren't cool.
Well, we still call Tompkins Needle Park, so not much.
Yeah, keeping it real. Where are you guys based out of?
Well, we're really based out of New York City. We all kind of congregate there. We don't all live there. Christian lives there. Dave's mostly Long Island, but he kind of moves around.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out.
And Paul's Staten Island. I'm upstate, up in Putnam County, Brewster. So we're all over the place, but we congregate and we meet in New York City.
And Kenny's in Yonkers.
Kenny's in Yonkers. So like New York is ground zero for Ton Mojo. That's where we go.
Yeah, dig that. Now, tell me about your playing history. Have you guys done a lot of gigs out of state yet? Have you done any opening act stuff? Like, tell me about some of that.
Yeah, we just recently did that. We opened for Blacktop Mojo up in Boston, right?
Oh yeah, Worcester. Yeah.
Yeah, up in Worcester.
I was this place off the rails. That was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we just played a packed show right here at home at the Gramercy Theater.
That was for Annika.
With Annika.
Awesome.
Stuff
Those
with
guys are awesome.
The Blues Vultures and Kicks.
Kicks is still playing.
We got them before they retired. They retired recently.
Yeah, they're giving it up this month, as a matter of fact. No, September, they're giving it up.
But over the years, we played with like John Five and Scott Whelan. We've opened for quite a few people.
Super
Great.
Suckers.
Oh yeah, the Super Suckers.
Molly Hatchet.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's been a bunch, but we're trying to get out there and play in front of some more nationals.
Or Emperor Rock and Roll too, right?
Oh yeah, right.
Richie
Scarlett. We did that was during the pandemic when they were trying to do the live stream concerts.
Mhm.
That whole
So
concept
Bowery
is
Electric, we did a live stream concert with him. It was really, we couldn't have more than, I think, 15 people capacity.
We did a lot of
it was a strange one.
We did a lot of rehearsing and a lot of recording during the pandemic because we couldn't really play out.
Yeah.
So we to like work on ourselves, right? As corny as that sounds. And that's
true.
pretty much what we did. We rehearsed in the basement of a bass player's house for, probably almost a year.
Oh, more than that.
Did some recording, did like some choice live streams because a lot of them were really crappy.
Yep.
And it was two,
Two or three, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
when the world reopened, we like couldn't wait to get back out there and play. So we've been out there, and we're back out there doing it now.
I see you guys got some dates coming up in Florida.
Yes, we do.
Open up for the Maidens.
That's another opener.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. Do you have any more gigs on the way down there, or are you just beelining down there for these gigs?
We're working on them. They're coming in. We're still playing with a couple options.
We might do Atlanta and where else? South Carolina.
Atlanta, South Carolina, maybe on the way down, maybe on the way up, pick up some gas money and a sandwich.
Yeah, dig that. I mean, being a band on the road touring at your level, what you're doing is a completely different animal from when I was doing it. We had to carry all the lighting and the audio and everything with us. There was no such thing as showing up in the club. They had nothing but four walls and a electrical tie-in.
Yeah.
And it's so challenging too. It's a double-edged sword, really. You guys have the advantage of the internet, and that you're able to reach so many people that's so beyond a poster and word of mouth from some groupie. You're really able to get your word out there. And at the same point, the cost of touring is expensive. You don't got to carry so much stuff with you, but everyone's got to have a job, everyone's got to have a lifestyle, getting time off everything to go on a road trip, and the cost of fuel and van and travel.
You're right. The helps that keeps you present. If you're not like pounding out away on social media, then your band doesn't exist. You have to be visible.
Yep.
We're constantly those out there. We post probably 5 times a week at least.
Yep.
About single coming up, or the gig happening here, or the live single coming out. All this stuff we constantly post about it, and you have to be ever present, or else you're right, people don't know about you.
Yeah, and another thing that's a tough item too is that here in the 21st century in 2023, it is impossible or next to impossible to make a penny on your music being downloaded and downstreamed online. I mean, you guys know straight up what that return is. The only value that it really has is the people who enjoy your music, right? Which is everyone that makes a song that puts it out there wants someone to love it. That's the basic thing about it, right? But it's turned into that the music has just turned into an advertisement for your live shows, because that's the only place to make money is live, is asses in the seat, ticket sales, and your merchandise control.
Yep. It's just part of the advertisement now. It's just thrown on marketing.
Yep. Have you guys been? Go ahead.
Whatever downside there is to it, people are hearing the stuff. They're buying the T-shirts. We're doing pretty good at our live shows. We get a really good turnout, and we're very happy for that. Somehow the appeal of the band has been lasting, and we couldn't be more happy about that.
Yeah, that's terrific, man. Have you guys had anyone approach you yet from a label?
Well, we're on Curtain Call Records right now, and we've got excellent distribution through them.
Awesome.
So we're currently with them, and we're on a label. So we've been
I didn't
working
know what
with
the status was yet.
Yeah, we've been working with them for a good couple of years now. We're happy to be there.
That's terrific. And are they getting you any airplay in Europe as well?
They got a good radio base is probably the best thing the label does for us.
I guess I don't know what airplay means anymore, but go ahead.
Well,
They
right.
do a lot of radio.
Yeah.
Mostly radio is what they take care of for us, and as far as our distribution deal with them.
Right. They put us on Orchard and us push it for us on
Nice.
the Orchard.
Do you guys feel that you're in the right place at the right time with your genre?
I think we're in the place where they're, what place? I mean, you know, we're a rock band from New York City. You know what I mean? We're trying to make our bones and get out there in front of bigger audiences.
Yep.
And like I said, those tools, the tools at our disposal are these mugs, are word of mouth, internet, gigs, and putting out recorded music. You know, it's we're doing everything you can do to keep the profile of the band up, to keep people listening to the music, and to get asses in the seats. You know what I mean? That's all there is really, you know?
Yeah, dig that. And I would say that, you know, rock band from New York City 3 years ago had less of a value than it does today. You know, I'm seeing a difference in how many people are in the seats for certain genres of music. And I think I think we're at a tipping point right now. You know, that the overall pop music has kind of run its course. You know, like there's a certain standard of shittiness that exists, to put it bluntly, you
No,
know,
you're right.
that exists out there. And it's not an accident that there's all this crappy music. I mean, I sat in meetings as an audio guy with the labels, with the clear channels, when they made the decision that, you know what, investing in these bands is a real pain in the ass, and we're not getting much of a return on this. And you know, we're just going to go with a wash, rinse, repeat kind of model. And that's been almost 16, 17 years ago. And, you know, now I've kind of seen it run its course. And even seeing it, you know, even my granddaughter, who's 14 years old, I bought her first SG last year. And now she's discovering L7 and, you know, and all these rock bands, you know, where people get together, two guitars, bass and drums, 1, 2, 3, go. And it's a different item from some of the more I'll say computer generated, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's so rare these days to see an actual rock band doing their thing, and as funny as that sounds, you know, it's
Well,
true.
You got to
We'd like
think
to think. Go ahead, Christian.
I was just going to say, I think for a lot of these labels, it's easier to um, latch on to a lot of single artists that are making their music at home on their computers rather than giving a big budget to go into the studio to record a record.
Hands down.
And also hoping that five guys can do a record and stay together and go out and record together. Which we're lucky we have the chemistry and we love doing it, and it's not a problem for us. But I think it's hard I think that's part of it on their side, is, you know, betting on the odds.
Off of what you said though, as far as, you know, the pop bands going away and rock, you know, being present nowadays, we'd like to think that we're on the resurgence side of that. You know what I mean? People are listening.
Yeah.
And you know, we've been called the new classic rock, and you know, we want that to shine through. We want that rock and roll to be heard by people, and we hope that we're leading the charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm the one calling it.
Yeah,
I'm calling you guys classic rock.
I think society is done with that hot jailbait ass, like, you know, synthesized voice, and just kind of we're just going to turn any hot person into this, you know, created image that from our own, I don't know,
mumble rap.
Yeah, and you know, now they're kind of coming back to something where they want. I mean, there's that guy Oliver Anthony, and you feel like and I'm not saying, you know, country's totally coming back on that level either, but you know, it is a bit.
Yep.
That guy, there's something real about that. And there's something, you know what I mean, you're feeling that, and I think that is coming back. I think there's a need for the natural, I guess, a little bit, for lack of a better word.
No, bro, I think that you're hitting it 100% on the head, you know. And you know, you could tell the difference between men in a room recording something and playing it together than something that's been locked up with the Pro Tools, you know, and sterile. You know, and the tour that Kenny and I do last year, we had an act that was, as you say, she was a TikTok star. She recorded all her stuff in her bedroom, and her very first time ever standing on a stage was an arena in Dallas, you know, in front of 25,000 people. You know, I felt for her. It's like, it's like, does anyone think that maybe a good idea to get her out in some nightclubs or some,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
just,
mean, half of
just
the show is
shove her out there.
Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah.
That's quite the first show, right?
Quite the first show, you know. I mean, I take a band like you and I drop you in that situation. Hey, 1, 2, 3, go. You know, you're ready to do it. You know.
Oh yeah, but I like you said, that took like, years. I mean, I don't think, the very first time I came on stage, I would have been prepared for something like that. I mean, I would have been like, whoa, little
Yeah.
little star shock or culture shock moment.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you guys got the label going. You guys got some gigs going. You got some stuff out of town happening. What is the next big step for you guys?
Well, we're starting to work on the next round of tunes, and we'll be back in the studio working.
That's awesome. And uh I am not hip to how much material you already have released. What is that number look like?
Well, we got one full length EP record we did a while ago, and most recently we have our EP. In between, we've done like what, 3 singles,
Yeah,
4 singles,
3 or 4 during COVID. We were
Yeah.
right before COVID, we were going to do a full length, and then COVID hit and everything fell apart. But so during COVID, we kind of reworked a bunch of stuff and changed some songs up with Max Norman, who was producing us.
Nice.
And so we released a couple singles with him, and then continued to work on this EP. And yeah, that's our next. We have a vinyl. We have a 45 coming out with our 2 A side and a B side. Easy Come Easy Go is going to be the A, and the Hurt is going to be the B. That's coming soon. And then we're
We might do,
starting to keep writing.
we might do a live single from our Gramercy gig. We're knocking that around.
Yeah, we recorded the whole record
Yeah, we
release
have a
party.
whole set of our music live that we recorded.
That's awesome.
To mix it. It sounds really awesome. Yeah. We might release a single of that over the winter.
Yeah, when I saw your video with you guys, playing in the garage with the Harleys, I was like, okay, right on.
Our
You know.
buddy that we've known forever. His friend owns that place. It's a bike shop, a vintage car shop, a tattoo parlor. They also, I think they have a hair salon in there too.
Yeah, maybe.
And yeah, he was like, take it over, whatever you want to do for the day, it's yours. And
Oh, that's great.
yeah, he works for Netflix, and he fills up his trailer with vintage cars and bikes. He goes to California, and they film his stuff for a little while, and he comes back. So that was really, the amount of stuff he had in that shop was awesome.
Yeah, well, it was really a great match for you guys, and for the people of my majority of my audience on my Facebook channel, the majority of people are between the ages of 45 and 65, and my audience is about 35% women, and I say this, I say continually that nobody makes adult entertainment for people of my age group. I mean, I'm 60, so no one makes any music for me. That's a given, right? But it's nice to see adult live entertainment like you guys are doing that really has a wide reach. I mean, you guys can reach a younger crowd, right? And you can reach an older crowd just because of the hip stuff that you're doing.
Right on, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of our goals, to get this stuff to as wide an audience as we can. You know what I mean? I know we got the rock fans. I know we got the classic rock fans. I know we got everybody I went to high school with. And yeah, that's what we want to do, man. Get the music out there, get it heard, because I know there's a greater audience for this. I know it.
Absolutely. And let me ask you a couple questions, man. Let me ask you, what is your opinion on this resurgence, not a resurgence, but this thing we see today with tribute bands, that are selling out theaters around the country? I'm blown away by this phenomenon.
I'm going to field this one. I mean, that is how I feel, but cut that
out. That's okay.
My only thought with the tribute acts, like, I'll go with Pantera is touring with Metallica. shouldn't have ever been billed as Pantera. It is the biggest Pantera, greatest Pantera tribute band ever.
Yeah,
but
true that.
it's not Pantera. And that's
No.
fine. They decided to bill it as Pantera, and that's where they were wrong. I don't have an issue with tribute acts because it's entertainment and people want to see a show.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing how well they're doing. I think it's a little crazy that some of these bands are selling out theaters every night. I personally wouldn't go for that, but I did go see. Led Zeppelin is the all-female Zeppelin tribute, and when they were playing at so what was that, Sullivan Hall back in the day?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's go. She threw her rag out. I caught it. I was like, hey, whatever. It's fun. It's a fun night out, whatever. But some of these places that we're going through, and I'm looking at the schedules, and it's all tribute acts and sold out for, what was the Zeppelin tribute in Philly? They sold 3 nights out in a row.
Oh, the Jason Bonham experience.
Yeah, it was one of the Zeppelin tribute acts. 3 nights in a row sold out. I was like,
Jason Bonham would be one of the few.
no, he wasn't in it. It was
right.
it was a Zeppelin tribute, and it was 3 nights in a row sold out. And then right after that, they had a Pink Floyd tribute, 2 nights in a row sold out. I'm just blown away.
You know what would be cool if the venues that hired the tribute acts had an original band open up. Like everybody goes, I got a buddy who sings in a Foreigner tribute band. They're fucking amazing. The guy's got a great voice. The whole band is great. I think that audience would really dig us. That's the era. That's the music. It's classic rock.
Yep.
If we opened for that Foreigner band, and I as far as I'm concerned, I would do it any night of the week. If we open for them, that's 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people that we're playing to that might potentially dig us, even though they're there to see the tribute band. So that's my take on the tribute bands. If we could get in front of them, I just want to get in front of the audience because that's our audience.
And we do that. We do pitch to them when we see some of these acts that have sold out shows. We say, is there an opening? A lot of the times they're playing the 3-hour show though, so they don't want an opening, which is
whatever,
understandable. But
2 sets.
Yeah.
No, I think that what you said is spot on to get you guys to open up for the genre that you're already molded into. I've done a couple podcasts with guys that have tribute acts. Did one with a Kiss group and one that does Iron Maiden, and man, putting asses in the seats, and there's so much desire for fandom and nostalgia all at the same time. Foreigner is out right now on their last final tour ever, and I was offered the tour, but 10 weeks, no. Too far, too long away from my dogs, but there's no original member in that, and they're playing amphitheaters.
Yeah.
Wow.
People want the music, man. They don't really care who's.
I think when we opened for Molly Hatchet, only one guitar player was the original player. There wasn't one original member of Molly Hatchet when we opened. Just one.
Enough's Enough was the same.
I was just gonna say, I forgot about Enough's Enough.
Well, Chip was there.
Yeah.
So
Tramp was it was just him. It wasn't the whole band.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
Yeah,
I'll play to their audience any night of the week.
Yeah, we didn't mention
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Enough's Enough.
Yeah, but I mean,
Tramp.
if you look at Skinner hasn't had any original members for a long time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's
I know, but the thing is that if you're a Skinner fan,
I am.
you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care. You want to go out and hear that music, and
I'm probably gonna still buy Allman Brothers tickets.
are they still touring?
Well, I think they're doing stuff with trucks, and I don't think Betts and them are back together, but I could see that eventually happening. You know what I mean?
It should be the two sons, right?
You'd think so.
Derek Trucks or something.
Derek Trucks is
Derek Trucks and Dickie Betts' kid, whatever his name is.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you'd think Dickie Betts himself might, now that Greg isn't around, but who knows? But
some grudges go down hard, man. Some grudges go down hard, man.
Yeah.
Have you guys Have you guys considered releasing a cover song from a classic rock band?
Well, we haven't recorded it, but
Don't tell them.
No, I hear
uh,
it.
Covers that we do in the set. We're
Yeah.
thinking about doing what you just said there, but we're not sure yet. Should we do it?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a yes there.
All right.
No downside to it, man. There's no downside to it. Anything that you could, any seed that you can plant that grows, you know, and that gets any kind of, hey, man, did you hear these guys do this song? And then it fans out to everything else, you know.
Yeah, right on.
Absolutely. So,
we
guys,
love
go
we
ahead.
love doing snorting whiskey and drinking cocaine by Pat Travers. That's
Oh,
our-
bro.
that's one of the ones
That's
we
out of
love.
the bag.
Not that we're gonna record it, but we love playing that tune. It's a fun one.
Bro, I 100% support you guys doing that. I've toured with Pat Travers. I toured with him in the 80s. I did shows with him, and I toured with him in 97.
Awesome.
And what first off, what a nice guy, right? He's a terrific guy to hang out with. And as far as a great player, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on. But I could definitely, now that you said it, man, I could definitely see you guys playing that song.
Yeah. It's a fun one.
It's a fun
Tell
one.
me about some of the shows you got coming up.
Well, we're this Saturday. We're playing up in Westchester at the Garage at Lucy's. That's a cool little club. We like to play up there.
Nice.
September, we're pretty much off. October, we got what do we got in October?
Mercury
Got a
Lounge.
big
Oh yeah,
gig
we're
in
playing
October.
Mercury Lounge in New York City, October 20th.
Tommy London. Or
Did you
with
get
Tommy
that?
London.
Did you get that? October 20th?
Yep.
Okay.
Mercury Lounge. Tommy London.
On Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right by Katz's Deli. I love having a sound check before that gig because it always gives you time to like. You gotta wait for a sandwich for hours anyway. You might as well.
Let that thing digest. Yeah,
Well,
I've actually mixed shows in the Mercury Lounge back in the 90s. Yep.
But yeah, then the 18th we're doing with the Maidens and in Florida.
Cocoa Beach and what's the other town in Florida?
What's the other?
Winter Park.
Winter Park, which is just
Yeah.
outside Orlando, and look for us somewhere in Philly around earlier November. But I don't want to say anything more than that.
Now, guys, I tell you, I lived in Cocoa Beach for a year, and
Oh, okay.
when you're down there, you check the launch schedule at Cape Canaveral. It's publicly posted. If you get a
course.
chance to see a launch while you're down there, especially if you get a chance to see a night launch, it's bucket list worthy.
Really?
Okay.
So they just do launches like randomly?
Oh, they launch shit all the time, bro. They launch shit all the time, and to watch them at night, it's
No.
That's
it's an undescribable experience. Man.
There's that, and then there's a 1954 gold top Les Paul in a guitar shop. We got to go check out.
There you go.
I've been
Ooh.
staring at it on Reverb. We're gonna have to make a trip to this
Guitar
guitar
players
shop.
do that. I'll go check out this launch.
Yeah, you guys check out the strip clubs, and he'll go check out the gold top.
Yeah.
Perfect, guys. What else do you want to share with share with me?
Easy Come, Easy Go is the single for our new record, Rebel Heart Gypsy Soul. Please check it out. It's streaming everywhere, Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you can find music. We're still in the running for this opening act.
This is available on CD and cassette,
Yep,
You
as
got
well as
that.
vinyl to
and,
be
and
available
will soon be available on vinyl. The single
end of
"Easy
September.
Come, Easy Go" and "The Hurt." Hopefully in
End of September.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Also video available around that time as well for Easy Come.
what's our merch page? Ben, what's it?
Well, just www.10tonmojo.com. You can get to our merch there, everything. You can check out actually pre-orders and current orders as well of the CD and our merch. Goes through Big Cartel. So just click on our merch right off on that page.
10tonmojo.com.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate
Perfect,
being
man. Guys,
you.
I appreciate you taking the time, and Kenny's on time as always. So
I was
perfect.
just
You know
like
what I'm gonna do? I actually have pictures of him. I will pop them.
just superimpose them on my head right
Super-
now. Take my shit off.
Yeah, put them in the corner as we go along, man. But guys, listen, it's been great talking to you, and I wish you all the success in the world, man.